Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a highly requested video and it has to do with selling things online. I get asked this question a lot. People wanting to know what I sell, where I sell it, and why I sell it on that platform. I resell clothing on 3 different platforms, and those are eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I started on Poshmark first. So I've been on Poshmark the longest, since the beginning of 2014. And then I branched out into eBay, and then I've recently, in the past few months, been selling on Mercari. And that is what I want to talk to you guys about today. I get asked this question pretty frequently, how I choose what to list on which platform. So I'm going to break this up into a 3-part series. I'm going to do a video about each platform, what I like to sell on there, and the pros and cons of selling on each one. So that way you can kind of make the better decision for yourself in terms of like which platform you want to sell on. So anyway, I would like to welcome you to my channel. If you are new, if you're finding me from another reseller's channel or wherever you're coming from, welcome. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. I try to post weekly about like reselling. I also do other videos too. But anyway, so if you guys like these types of videos, please hit the thumbs up for me. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below for me. I would like to do a question of the day just because I'm curious. So today, the first video is going to be about Poshmark because that's the platform I've been selling on the longest. So if you sell on Poshmark, I would like to know how long you've been on it and what was the first item you ever sold on Poshmark. I would love to know. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what the first item you ever sold on Poshmark was. Anyway, also, you can follow me on Instagram at Thrifting Debutante. I will put that down in the description box as well. But I post real-time updates on there about Poshmark, about like my shopping. It's mostly about shopping, to be honest. I like to do like little fun things that I find, and then I'll post a bunch of stuff in my Insta stories. So make sure you check that out because those are updated in real time, whereas these are recorded, so they might be like a few days after the fact. Anyway, so follow me on Instagram. Also, I get a lot of frequently asked questions that are also down in the description box about products I use, like my lighting kit and stuff like that. So all of that is down there. So check out the description box, and if it's not down there, simply leave me a comment and I will get back to you. So anyway, we're going to start talking about Poshmark, and first I'm going to address what I like to sell on Poshmark, and then I'm going to go into the pros and cons of the app. So if you don't know, Poshmark is a selling app. It's also a shopping app. If you are not a seller, you can, buy and sell anything on there, clothing-wise, accessories-wise, men's, women's, kids. When I first started on there, it was only women's, and they have since branched out into men's and kids. So you can definitely shop on there. If you download the app and use my referral code, SYDNEYELLE, I'll put it here, you'll get a $5 credit on your account to use towards something. And then I'll also get like a notification that you signed up, and that's kind of like why I like to have the referral codes, because I like to know if you signed up for Poshmark because of me. I think that's really cool. But anyway, so what I like to sell on Poshmark, first of all, I like to list things on Poshmark first before any other platform. I like to list it there first. And what I like to sell on there, in a nutshell, is higher end items, like higher cost items, designer items, things that you can sell at like a higher price. And I also like to do shoes and jeans on there just because of their weight, because shoes and jeans are usually over a pound. So if I list them on eBay, I usually have to ship them in like a padded flat rate or priority because they weigh over a pound, and that's usually like $7 or more. So I greatly prefer to list things on Poshmark first because Poshmark has negotiated a cheaper shipping price, priority shipping price with the post office, and it's a better deal for the customer in terms of paying for shipping, that they need to, that it's just better for them to buy it on Poshmark because they'll save some money on the shipping. So that is why whenever somebody asks me, you know, what to sell on Poshmark, that's why I break it down into 3 things as simple as possible: designer, high-end, and then shoes and jeans. Because the customer is getting a better deal on the shipping with the shoes and jeans, and it's a lot easier to ship shoes and jeans with Poshmark because you can just put them in the priority box and send them. Like if I sell a pair of jeans on eBay, I have to do padded flat rate. I have to stuff them in the padded flat rate, make sure it's in there, make sure they fit, and then send them. And a lot of shoes you can't fit in a padded flat rate, so then you have to do priority by weight, which can go like $10 and more. So that's why I like to list jeans and shoes and designer on Poshmark. Designer because like they're spending enough to where the shipping is justified. You know, it comes with insurance, it comes with tracking. Like the $6.50 shipping on a designer item is awesome. So that is what I like to sell on Poshmark: higher end stuff, shoes and jeans. You can very much list, you know, lower end stuff on Poshmark. It is just harder to move because of the shipping costs. But they have released new features that are helping with the shipping costs, and I am selling way more stuff now that I'm able to offer discounted shipping options to my customers. I'll be doing a video about that later, the new feature, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and we'll talk about that in a separate video. But anyway, pros and cons. Sorry, I have stuff written down because I wanted to like stay on task. Pros and cons. So the first pro I have is that Poshmark is very user-friendly. They have completely streamlined the process for people to where if you have never sold something online in your life, it is very, very simple to do. I did not start selling first on Poshmark. I actually started on Etsy with my jewelry. And I had no idea how to ship anything. And, you know, you have to do it by weight. Like, I shipped everything in small flat rate boxes because I had no idea how to ship anything by weight. That didn't come until later, and someone taught me how to do it. So on Poshmark, they have completely streamlined it to where you sell something, they send you your shipping label, you put it on the box that you've gotten from the post office for free, and you ship it. And that's the end of it. And you don't have to worry about, you know, weight or anything unless your package goes over 5 pounds. So very user-friendly, very easy to list stuff. You just take your pictures and then you upload them, and now they've made it easier where you can select multiple at one time. And then you just put in your description, you put in your price, and you list it. What I also like about Poshmark is that it allows you to promote your items through sharing and interacting with people, and you can directly share stuff to people. You know, if somebody's looking for something, you have it, you can directly share it to them, versus other platforms where you kind of just have to list it and wait and let people find you. And I see a lot of times people complain about having to share on Poshmark and be like interacting within the app, but on eBay, if you want to promote your listings, you have to pay for that. So on Poshmark, you promote your listings by sharing other people's listings, so then they will share your listings, and it doesn't cost you anything. You just have to sit there and do it. And to me, like, being able to, you know, control how my items are being promoted by sharing people's items and to be able to see that they're being promoted, I like that better. And I like the concept of like sharing things and interacting with people. Whereas on eBay, you just have to kind of sit and wait. So a lot of people don't like the social aspect of Poshmark because it takes more effort than just like listing something and, you know, hoping it sells. But I feel like you're more likely to sell the item if you are constantly promoting the item and sharing your stuff and keeping your items at the top of the search rankings and visible to the customers. Whereas, you know, if you do nothing, they get buried. So I like having that control and being able to promote my items. And, you know, if I'm having a slow sales day, I know I can go on Poshmark and start sharing and people can see my items and I'll have a higher chance of selling something. So the interaction is a really, really good concept of Poshmark, and it's the whole point of Poshmark is it's a social selling app, so you have to be sociable on it. Also, Poshmark does not take returns. So, I mean, I've seen people like not get something that they asked for, or like if the seller didn't describe it right. If you sell something and you have missed a flaw, or it's the wrong size, then yes, they can return it because it's not as described. But Poshmark does not allow returns for like buyer's remorse or anything like that. So, once you ship your item, it's gone, and you'll have your money within 3 days. So that's what I like. You don't have to. Whereas on eBay, you almost have to accept returns on eBay, because even if you put that you don't accept returns, if a customer is unhappy, eBay is going to make you let them return it. So on Poshmark, as long as you have accurately described your item and listed it and portrayed it accurately, you ship it, you fulfilled your responsibility, you get paid. So it's one of my favorite things about Poshmark, and it makes life a lot easier, especially when you're selling used clothing. I know some people sell like boutique stuff, but if you're selling used clothing, like, I don't really see the point in returning something that's used, because I feel like a lot of times it's something that someone is buying that they have had a similar one before, and they should know like if it fits them or not. Also, Final Pro, they take their commission out of your sale, and then you never see that money, and then you get your money, and that's it. Whereas on like eBay, you make a sale and you have to pay the eBay fee and the PayPal fee, and if you have a store subscription, they send you a bill at the end of the month for more fees plus your store subscription. So they're taking fees out of your sale, and then they are charging you at the end of the month more fees, and you have a bill. So I don't like having a bill. I don't like that at all. And I know you can go in whenever and like pay your eBay fees, but like, I don't like that. So Poshmark takes a 20% commission, and they take it out of your sale immediately. You never see that money. And then they're not going to send you a bill for something else. So you don't have to worry about having a bill at the end of the month. So yes, they take a 20% commission, but they're providing you a priority shipping label. You don't have to weigh anything. And then like, they do really well protecting their sellers. So in my opinion, the 20% commission fee is completely worth it to not have to deal with like having a bill at the end of the month, and to not have to like deal with having to weigh stuff, because that takes more time when you're shipping. You have to go in and weigh each item and then like do your label. Okay, now I'm going to go into the cons of Poshmark, which I really don't have many. They're not like that major or anything. I really like Poshmark as a platform. So all of these cons are just more like kind of inconveniences and involve like being patient. So the first con that I have is that Poshmark is going to take more time than the other platforms, because you have the sharing aspect of Poshmark, which I told you is better in my opinion, but it's going to take you more time to do that. Usually on Poshmark, I spend more time on my photos. It works better if you have really nice looking photos on Poshmark. You will be able to sell your items for more if you have like a style, they call them cover shots. So I spend a little bit more time on my photos for Poshmark. I use my lighting kit, which I have linked down in my description box. If you are going to invest anything in your little like side business or full-time business or whatever you're doing, reselling videos, buy a lighting kit. It has like changed my life. It saves me a ton of time on pictures, on videos. It is like completely life-changing. So I have linked my lighting kit down in the description box. It comes with 2 softbox lights, and it's a great price on Amazon. So make sure you check that out. But that really has cut down on my time in terms of listing on Poshmark, because I don't have to spend as much time editing my photos. now that I have the lighting kit. The second con is that your money is not available immediately. You have to wait until your customer receives your item and accepts your item to get your money. So if you sell something on eBay, like your money's in your PayPal immediately and you have access to it, whereas on Poshmark, you have to wait until your customer gets your item and then they accept it, and then your money deposits into your Poshmark account, and then you have to transfer it to your bank account if you want it in your bank account. So not terrible, considering, like, you know, it's guaranteed money, but it is a little like you have to wait for it kind of thing. One of the cons is something that I can tell that they're really working on, but that is the shipping cost. If you are trying to sell lower cost items or like lightweight items, small items like jewelry and stuff, $6.50 for shipping is a little much when a customer sees like the price of the item plus the $6.50 shipping, but they are doing so much to help like offset the shipping costs where you can like offer shipping discounts to your customers. So I'm really, really excited to see like where that will go, what direction that's going to go in. I will say, since they have released the new feature and I'm able to offer shipping discounts to customers, like I'm selling so much more stuff. Like it is such a game changer. And like all of selling, like the fact that you can go in and privately offer your customer a shipping discount, they're going to be more likely to buy your item. Last con for Poshmark is that you can only sell clothing, shoes, and accessories on it. Not a terrible thing. Like I said, not a terrible thing. I've seen a lot of people commenting that, you know, their accounts got suspended, and they were suspended because they were selling things that you were not supposed to sell on Poshmark. You cannot sell like coffee mugs. You cannot sell anything. You can sell makeup. They do allow makeup as long as it's not used. But you cannot sell like liquid things like nail polish, hairspray, anything that could possibly explode in transit. You cannot sell on Poshmark, and that is not a Poshmark rule. That's a post office rule. If you go in your post office, they have a poster, everything that you are not allowed to sell on Poshmark. So, like I said, the cons, not really terrible cons. They just involve like kind of inconvenience type things. So, those are my pros and cons for Poshmark. That's what I sell on Poshmark. Designer, jeans, and shoes. But that is my video on pros and cons of Poshmark and what you should be selling on Poshmark. I tried to make it as simple as possible. So remember, this is a 3-part series. So if you are interested in the next 2 parts, I hope that you will subscribe and click the little bell so that you will be notified whenever I post them. I'm going to post 1 a day, so just make sure you check back. Yeah, so next will be eBay and then Mercari. So I will see you guys for those, and thanks so much for watching.